Hello guys, it's everyone's doing. I'm the doctor and thank you so much for watching this video now. Hello, welcome back to this channel. In case you haven't noticed, maybe you did, maybe you didn't, but it's been I think 2 weeks since I've uploaded a video on this channel, sorry. And if you don't know why that is, I actually explained it, but I did so on my Twitter. Which in my channel I've told you before that if you like to know the latest news on the channel, I'm gonna be posting announcements on there until I can make them on this channel via community posts, which I unlock at 1,000 subscribers. So if you like my channel and you find out that you aren't subscribed, or maybe you find out that you have been coming back to this channel regularly but to watch the videos and you aren't subscribed, then maybe please consider subscribing. That would really help me a lot. So yeah, that's why. Essentially the reason is I needed a break. I was doing a lot of stuff, on my own. For those of you who don't know, I'm in med school, so I had to study for my exams. I had to take them. I also had to make videos. I had to edit them. I also had to take care of stuff at home, which involved a lot of time and stuff like that. So I was overloaded for a long while, and I really needed a break. So I started taking a break when my last exam finished, and I got my grades and so that I did well, by the way. I could have done better, but I did well, by the way, if in case you're interested. And that's basically what happened. I just needed a break. I initially intended to take 1 week, and then I realized for some reason that in that week I was also very busy because I had to take care of things. I just had to take care of things outside my home as well. I had to see a few people from my family, because they have been a while since I'd seen them. Of course, taking the proper measures to protect myself and others. Obviously, I mean, I'm a doctor. I'm not. I'm technically not a doctor yet, but I'm in med school. I know the kind of things that I should be doing, and I do them. Yeah, and you should be doing them too. And yeah, and basically, while I was there, I mean, I also had to take care of stuff over there. I also had some civil duties from the government that I had to attend to, and I still do. That's still not over. It's just a lot of things that I still have to do actually. And but at least again, I was initially going to take 1 week. Then it turned into 2 weeks, but I think I deserved those 2 weeks because I had been doing, a good amount of stuff. So yeah, but now we're back. We're finally back, and we are back with a banger because today I'm going to present to you a replay, which I didn't record live because what I was doing is I was just playing, for fun, because that's what sometimes YouTubers do. We play for fun instead of just for recording. But I think it's like safety because I thought it was actually a really fun match. And we have two really fun matches, by the way. I also should mention, by the time this is being recorded, I have already finished the 3rd anniversary story. Because I finished it on my own. Because, well, for two reasons. One, because of the amount of things that I had to do where I was busy, I didn't have enough time to record it. And I was also in places where I couldn't record it. Because, I mean, you would hear noise in the background. I would be annoying other people. Essentially, I didn't have time to be alone. Now I am. Now I am back. I am back home. I am in my room, and I can basically scream, and nobody's gonna find out. Nobody's gonna complain. So basically, that's the thing. And the event was about to end. Actually, I think it ended by the time I'm recording this. Today is Saturday. I think it's wait. I don't know what time it is. I don't know what day it is. Sorry. I think it's Friday or Saturday. I don't know. I can't check. And so it ended a few days ago, and if I didn't do it, then I wouldn't have been able to get the rewards, and I just wanted to get them. I also, paid attention to the thing. I actually want to make a theory on that, because I know a lot of people have been confused about the ending, and I'm not sure I understand it fully, but I have my own theory, so I think I'm gonna post it. And by the way, I'm sorry if the intro is too long. If you have been staying throughout all this time, then thank you. And what else did I want to say? Well, essentially that. And so I'm not going to be posting this video because I didn't really record them. They didn't do as well in I mean, the first one did, but I mean, anyway, uh, going back to the thing that we actually care about, we're going to the old news, the replays, to see the match that you are actually interested in and the one that you clicked on. And it was, I think it was this match. Yeah, it was this match. So a little bit of a a preface to the thing to explain to you what happened before we see it. I mean, the title says it, but and by the way, you may think it's clickbait. You probably think like, oh my god, please can you not pass by when I'm recording? Again, as I was saying, you probably think it's clickbait. You're gonna be like, oh my god, I mean, the match was probably already won for you. What do you mean that the Prospector lost because of the because he made an unnecessary stun? You probably were already winning. I was not. There were 3 ciphers left, and I hadn't downed anybody. So, I mean, you're gonna see what I mean. And of course, we're also going to be analyzing the game and telling you why you made some of the decisions that I made, because we also want to be educational on this channel. And we're just gonna dive into it. And before we begin, I would like to ask you that if by the end of the video you ended up liking it, then please leave a like on the video. You have no idea how much that helps me. And also, if you like the video and you look down below and you find out that you aren't actually subscribed, maybe subscribe, please, because that will help me a lot. I have the goal of reaching 1K before the year ends, and we are really close, so please, please, please help me with that. Okay, now, here's the thing. Here's what we're gonna do. And we're gonna watch the thing, and I'm gonna walk you through the things that happen. So, again, I mean, I've already told you the preface, and the thing is, Perfume was doing a really, really good job kiting. She's the one that I found first. We're gonna see it right now. Wait, I don't think this is the one that I played. Let me change it. Where's the thing? The Red Church. Yeah, this is the one. So they were very similar. I mean, they both had a Prospector and a Perfumer, and but yeah, this is the one. Okay, this is the one, and also have another one really interesting. But anyway, what I was saying, Perfumer was doing a really good job kiting at first. We're gonna see that she may have made some mistakes. I also brought papers. Whenever I put a paper down, I'm gonna show you the positions so that you can see what I'm seeing. Because sometimes you cannot see it. Well, I mean, you cannot see it in the replay, but I'm going to show it to you. So here we begin. I tried to hear where the cane came from, and I thought it came from here. And I don't really know where it was, but the thing is, I had tinnitus, so I was like, okay, so somebody is here. I put the paper down, and I see this. This is what I was seeing. I was seeing here, and here I thought she was going somewhere else, but she was coming over here. But the thing about it is you have to adapt. If you place a bad note, you just have to try to make up for it. And if you can't, well, no worries, you just have to continue on. She stunned me because I actually didn't think she would bring down the pallet. She would just continue running, based on the face interaction with it, which was she just kept running in a straight line, and thus I thought that's what she was going to continue doing. Here, I really should have brought down this pallet, but I think, well, I mean, I didn't. And this proved to be an advantage for her, actually. So, I mean, I have confined space, so that means I can break pallets faster. And, so I really should have done that. And here's the thing, okay? She was about to die here, but then Sia came in clutch with the owl. It was a really good owl. Came in right, just at the right time. And we also see the Perfumer. Perfumer, had some kiter sense, because, again, this is why I'm saying she was a really good kiter, because she had the sense to put a perfume before. And I don't know if she noticed that I had confined space, but the thing is, the reason why it stopped for a while before going through the window is I have confined space, as I have just said. And if I have it, and then Perfumer comes back, she traps me inside. And here's the thing, okay? Do you see, this is what I mean. Do you see this guy? Did you see that he had nothing to do with the kite? And he got hit once. And he just wanted to do a stun. And then come back to his cipher, thinking that I wasn't gonna go for him. But I mean, I have a hard time kiting Perfumer. And as you could see, I think we can all agree, Perfumer was kiting really, really well. She was doing really, really good kite. She had, she still had a perfume left. No, she had no perfumes, never mind. But she had the sense, to put the perfume before the window, before jumping to the window. And then this guy comes in, and he just wants to stun me for some weird reason. And this is what I'm seeing, by the way. And basically that, there was really no need to do that. And then that made me change my attention to him. and he got hit before and cancelled my animation because of the magnet thing. And so again, I think we can all agree. By the way, that was almost a really nice string. By the way, if he hadn't gone back, but I think we can all agree. Perfume was doing a really good job of kiting, and then this man comes in, draws my attention to him. He clearly cannot kite properly, and I mean, he just wasted a magnet. You have tied, and you have been hit. You're going to go down either way. I don't know what you would waste a magnet in that situation. Maybe you were desperate, maybe you were panicked, but still, this comes to show he doesn't really know what he's doing. And here, by the way, I couldn't see Perfume with the people, but I don't know if you go back to the video, you can see that she actually went around this wall, and that's what I noticed when I was playing. And again, this is just a reinforcing series of events which shouldn't have happened if Prospector hadn't tried to stun me unnecessarily with the magnet, you know. And this is my advice, you know, to survivors, you know. By the way, this is what I'm seeing because I had a people over here. Mansa got hit, Prospector got hit again, Mansa didn't have tide. But I mean, what could you do? What could you do? Everybody has half health, nobody is really fit to rescue. Maybe you should have left it to somebody else who had tide. I mean, by that time, to be fair, C already wasted his tide. The ball is headed, this is what I'm seeing. And essentially this also happened, so I don't really know what the result would have been. By this point, Prospector is dead. And this is basically what is happening. But sorry for that little cut. Something happened. But yeah, so again, I could not see her. I just noticed her little hand, and then you just saw the position again because of the peepers. Oh wait, now that I think about it, I didn't really see her hand. Never mind then. I just saw it because of the peepers. But yeah, so I mean, there's one cipher remaining, and by the time Prospector was done, I think I was down to 2 or 3. But the thing is, it was just so chaotic, and it really didn't need to be. So my advice to survivor mains in general is, if you don't need to stun the hunter, then don't. I mean, of course, there are times where you're a stunner and you can aid the hunter. By the way, this is a really good tactic that I'm making. I'm putting my notes where I know Siri is going to be after he rescues, because he already used tide. I had in mind, he already used tide, and the way you can know where survivor is going to be after the rescue is they go back to the position they were in before the rescue. So by the way, there's a really famous chair position in I think it's Arms Factory. There's a chair, and you can rescue from behind. There are two trees, and you can rescue from behind. If you rescue, then you go back to the back part of the trees. And basically that's what happens. You go back to the position you were in before rescuing. And so I saw where he came from, and I put the notes where he was before rescuing, so that when I put the second note, he would get hit. And it proved to be fruitful. It worked, as we can see. So that's the thing with this match, okay? You saw it. Prospector performed an unnecessary stun, and the thing is, you know, there are situations where you're a stunner and you may want to help your kiter in extending the kite by stunning a hunter, and that's actually a really good idea. You should be doing that when you can. For example, maybe not. I was gonna say maybe coordinator, but coordinator isn't really that good for that because she can only use her stun once with the pistol. So it's best to save that in the end game if you can. If you absolutely need to use it, then there are situations, for example, when you are about to go down and not enough ciphers are done and you need to extend your kite, then you should use maybe your pistol, your flare gun, so that you can extend the kite. But generally you should save it for the end game. And as I was just saying, there are some stunners that can actually aid the kiter in extending the kite. Oh my god, please don't do that when I'm recording. For example, Forward is the best example I can think of. You know, yes, like his ball is his football is limited, but he can still use it, you know, for a certain amount of times, and especially if he's not the one being chased. You can just comment on the hunter, stun for a long while and let the kiter, continue. But the thing with Prospector is, okay, unless you are in a kiting zone, your stuns aren't that useful. So, uh, I don't know if you saw, if you remember what we saw in this match. You can go back if you want to. But by the time Prospector tried to stun me, he actually pulled me close. No, he pulled me away. But we were in an open area, so I wasn't going to be stunned by anything. And that's the thing. He just wanted to throw a magnet, annoy me a little bit, and then carry on with the coding. We could see that because he actually just carried on the coding. He wasn't really expecting me to go for him. But that's the thing. I was in an open area. That's really good for me. And I went for him. I see somebody come to me. I see a survivor come close to me. I'm gonna try to hit them. So that's what Prospector didn't take into account. He thought he was gonna actually help his teammate in kiting, but he didn't. He actually signed his own death sentence because he performed an unnecessary stun, which wasn't going to help the main kiter. Which is again my point. Some survivors can help, and actually Prospector can be a good help if you know how to use him. If you get behind the wall and throw a magnet and you pull the hunter to the wall, then that's a good thing, okay? But there wasn't any walls, open area, really no need for that. And so there are two options. Either Prospector knew that and he didn't have the common sense to not do that, or he knew it and he just wanted to stun anyway. And both options are bad. You just have to pick one of two poisons. So that is my advice. If you're in this situation, unless you are sure that you are going to stun and your stun is going to be useful for the main kiter, then go for it. But if you're going to do what disrespected it, then you shouldn't. And you also, before doing that, you should also take into consideration maybe the hunter is going to change targets. A good hunter will change targets to you. If he sees, that's what happened to me, by the way. Perfuma, in spite of being half health down, she was still kiting me for a long while because of her perfumes. She was doing a really good job. She was a good kiter. She knew what she was doing. She didn't need Prospector to come to her aid. I mean, she did get help from Sierra, but that was basically necessary. That was called for. And essentially, Perfuma was doing a great job. She actually knew how to kite, and Prospector didn't. So if you're going to do that, if you're going to be like the Prospector, at least make sure that you can kite, that you have kiting abilities, because then you can extend the kite. Extend the kite of your teammate. And if you are at full health, then it's even better, because it's essentially as if the first kite never happened. So that's what I wanted to show you today. We're going to have another fun rematch replay of the match, and another match for next video. We're also going to be reacting to the new survivors, which by the way I haven't seen. I haven't seen at all what they can do, so we're going to be reacting to that first time, and hopefully you're going to enjoy that video. I'm going to give my opinions on that, on what they will do, how I think they can improve a team, how I think they can you can just help the team in general. And that. So thanks so much for watching. I appreciate every single one of you. Please leave a like if you liked, subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you in my next video. Thank you and see you.